everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Show Me How It's Done. My name is Lauren Urbonis and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Now today I would like to show you a very simple card that you can modify using whatever your favorite colors are for a birthday, or perhaps you're thinking ahead towards Mother's Day, and I am delighted to show you how it's done. So we're going to use the beautiful butterflies stamp set, dies, and embossing folder on today's card. If you do not have these products, perhaps you own something else that is similar. We've had butterfly sets in the past, and maybe you can just modify the card to fit that theme. Maybe you have a butterfly or a flower embossing folder, or a different butterfly die or punch that you can use. So please stay, join me, and if you have these supplies, you can copy them exactly. If you don't, you're always free to modify. So the beautiful butterflies stamp has some great pieces that you can work with the dies or just as a stamped image. I also love the different fonts that you can find here in the sentiments. If we open up our set and take a peek at the dies themselves, you'll see dies that complement the large and the small butterflies. But then you're also going to see a few things you can use for labels and one piece that you can actually use to make a fold-out butterfly card. So if you are not subscribed to my channel already, please do that. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and you can see my repertoire of videos from the past if you do that as well. So this was a card set that I did a few weeks ago, and you can see it is absolutely stunning no matter what color combination you use. But this butterfly die can open up and make a card front for you. So that's not the card we're doing today. You have to go back to the video archives and check that one out if you'd like. But today's card is a little bit easier for you to do if you're on a time crunch, or if you want to make a bunch of cards all at once as well. And then here's the embossing folder. I know it's a little tricky always to see on the screen. We'll do that for you. This is a hybrid embossing folder, so you can put that large butterfly die inside here and the smaller one, and then if you'd roll it through your machine, you would get a butterfly that is both cut and embossed at the same time. So that's just one option for you, but you can also use it simply to create a background like I did. So this is a piece of basic white cardstock. I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to be the card front that we're working with today. Now let me back up a second, and I'm going to show you from start to finish how we're going to make one of these cards. I'm pulling in Boho blue because I only have a couple weeks left with this beautiful color, and I'm going to miss it. I hope that in the future, when we get a color refresh at some point, it returns, because it truly is one of my favorites, and I'm a little sad to see it go. So here we go. We've got Boho blue, but of course you can use any color you wanted. This one here is Bubble Bath. We've got Berry Burst, and we've got Fresh Fresia. If none of those appeal to you, go to your colors and pick something that does. So for our base, we're going to cut this at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and I've put a score mark down the middle here at 4 1/4. So that basically folds this into a standard size card. If you've got your bone folder handy, you'll want to give it a nice little burnish. Now, whenever you're using a colored cardstock, you're going to need something on the inside to do a little bit of writing on. You could always come back later and stamp a butterfly onto this as well, but this was a card that I hosted, or that I completed at my, I think it was April, birthday card Stamp a Stack. And so rather than have everyone switching colors in between, we just sent everything home, and people were able to kind of color code their butterflies when they wanted to. So we've got 4 by 5 1/4, pretty standard white. That's going to go on the inside of our card just with something flat. So I'm a double-sided tape person. You might like the seal, or you might even like glue. Either way, we're just going to get this to the inside of the card and you can add detail to it later. Another nice thing to add is if you have any designer series paper scraps, maybe some of those in color designer series papers left over from the Boho blue or any of the other colors, you could just add a strip down here at the bottom. Usually I measure those about 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And they're all scraps that are usually just cut-offs from a larger project, but that I don't want to throw out. On the front, I have done this part already, so you're going to have to take a moment and emboss a piece of white. Once again, this was a 4 by 5 1/4 piece, and if you don't have butterflies, flowers work. If you have that old brick and mortar embossing folder, that's gorgeous. Painter's palette with just nice brush strokes in the back. Anything subtle. Whenever you're embossing your front card, you're going to want a whole perimeter of adhesive. Often I just do one of the sides, or the 2 sides, I should say, when I'm adding cardstock to the front, but when you emboss, it makes it trickier for your paper to grip. So you do want to give it the best potential it has for just staying on the front of the card. You do have the option, of course, of popping this piece up on dimensionals. The reason I didn't, though, is because I'm giving my card a lot of life with the butterflies already, and I'm popping up my sentiment too. So this is a card that I've decided not to add that extra layer of dimension to. Oh, my little butterfly has flown away. Hold on here. Come back, little one. I wonder if I didn't grab it from my prep envelope. Are you hiding in here? No? Oh, there, it's on my ground. Okay, butterflies love to fly away, so keep track of them. From my die set, I used the largest die to cut out this beautiful detailed insect, and the small die to cut out its little baby. You're also going to want to cut yourself a strip of coordinating color cardstock for your sentiment. Now, if you are using this stamp set, then you can cut yours the same measurement that I have, but of course, if you're not, yours might be different. So my measurement for this is 5/8 of an inch by 3, and that fits my happy birthday sentiment. But please play around with whatever sentiments you're using. You'll just want to adjust the sizing between 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 5/8, whatever fits your sentiment the best to add. We're going to start with our large butterfly, and the only thing that I'm putting adhesive onto is the back of the body here. So you can either do that by using a couple of your mini dimensionals, and you could cut them in half, or what I like to do is I just use the edge parts of my perimeter here. I just cut those pieces, so one of them will fit perfectly. If you don't have any of that left, or if you want to, we also have those great kind of dimensional adhesive strips that are used for shaker cards. This would work as well if you wanted to take a piece of this and cut it down to fit the whole body. But really, this is strong enough to hold your butterfly. You just need a little dimensional on the back, and I'm popping him in the bottom left-hand corner. Now, I like to have a little bit of lift on my butterfly, so I'm going to put one finger on the body to hold it nice and steady, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and just gently roll it against the paper. That will lift the paper up just on the wingtips, and it will flatten, of course, once you put it in an envelope, but this at least gives it a bit of life. I didn't feel like I had to do that on the bottom part of the butterfly, but of course you are more than welcome to if you want to as well. Baby butterfly is easy because one mini dimensional fits right in the top on the back of that body. We're going to do the exact same thing. Just put it up in the top right-hand corner, hold on with one finger, and then gently, gently, just give it a little bit of lift with your bone folder. It's a difference, but it's subtle, but I like it. Now, last but not least, your sentiment. I went with Memento Black because I figured that was the easiest to match to all of the color schemes that I wanted. So we're just going to do a little tap, tap, tap on there and add our sentiment right in the middle of our strip. I also popped this strip up on dimensionals. The mini dimensionals are the easiest thing for me just to have on hand because they fit on these small little pieces. I do use the large ones mostly when I'm putting like an entire card front on, or if I'm doing a box, like a little treat box. But otherwise, the mini dimensionals are what I keep handy just because they fit so easily. Oh, missed one. There we go. And I tucked this just right in this empty space here. You could tuck it under the butterfly, you could move it to the top, you could move it to the bottom, whatever your preference is, but I just thought I would use this empty space here, like so. And then if you really wanted to get fancy, of course you can add any sort of embellishment to this. I'm just going to show you one option that you can do so that you have the choice, but the card looks stunning without it. So I'm just going to grab a few of my little gems here. These ones are, what are they? Holographic resin dots. They go with lots of things, which I appreciate. Kind of the rule of threes is usually what we go for. You can go here. There we go. So 3 little gems. I don't like that one there. You have to move. Happy birthday. Oh, I kind of like it on here. That's cute. There. So you can do with or without the gems, completely up to you. That was a very quick and easy video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to tune in every Tuesday at noon. I post a new video for you then. And just a reminder that May 6th is going to be the start of our new annual catalog. If you're in Canada and you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to help you out. You can shop online at my website, lauranerbonis.stampidup.net. And if you need a copy of the catalog, please send me a message because I can easily send one to you, or I can tell you how to add one to your cart and I'll reimburse you for it if you want to get it quicker. So I look forward to crafting with you guys again next week, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye.